Hi loves, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review slash demo of the Laroc Artistry Pro book palette. This is what it looks like. It's a big daddy. It looks so pretty. You know, it's really cute. So how I'm going to be reviewing eyeshadow palettes here on my channel and to see if it is GlammQueenn approved is I'm going to be basing it off of 4 different categories. So that's going to be packaging, what else? I have it written down right here. Packaging, color selection, performance, and pricing. Now the order may vary from each video. Like today, I'm going to be just doing the look first, and then at the end of the video, I will give you my thoughts on it. So I will be putting timestamps below so that you guys can just skip to whatever you want to see. This will be my last Valentine's Day look, okay? I'm done. This is gonna be the 4th look. So after that, this will not be the last video, but my next video, I'm not gonna have my brows already done. I feel like my eyebrow routine is the most requested video from me, so that will be my next video. So when you guys see me again, I'm gonna have 1 eyebrow done and 1 not. I'm gonna be looking crazy, but that's okay because eventually it's gonna turn out like this. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. And if you guys want to see my thoughts on this palette right here, then just keep on watching. So I'm back with the final look, and this is a portion of the video where I tell you guys how I feel about the palette and rate it off its 4 categories that I told you in the beginning of the video, and then you guys just decide there if you will get this palette or not, and I'll tell you guys if this palette is GlammQueenn approved. So yeah. So instead of rating it by stars, I like to rate it by hearts. So obviously 1 heart being extremely terrible and 5 hearts by being just amazing. So yeah, we can go ahead and start off with the packaging first. So it's really freaking big. Like, obviously it's 48 eyeshadows in this palette, and a lot of people, I guess, especially for traveling purposes, would just say that this is just too big for them. Honestly, I don't care at all about, you know, the size or whatever. I never really have, whether it's, you know, extremely bulky or slim or anything like that, which yes, it is a big palette, but it's very thin. So I feel like you can still easily pack this palette. So And I just like how it's a book, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it looks really, really nice. So I will give this palette, I would say 4.5 hearts, not 5, just being that I know it can be really inconvenient for, you know, people just considering how huge it is. But I really, really like it. So yeah, it is still slim. That's why I'm giving it 4.5 stars, because yes, it is big, but it's still really slim. So it's somewhat more easy to pack when you're traveling. So yeah, I definitely give 4.5 hearts on its packaging. So the next category we're going to be talking about is color selection, which basically means the color range of the palette, just to see if you can get a lot of different looks from it, because obviously you don't really want a palette that limits a certain amount of looks that you can do. So yeah, I would honestly give this 5 hearts, being that it just has every single shade that you could think of. Honestly, like, you can make so many different looks from this palette. As you can see, if you look closely, it's kind of cut in half. Like the first top, I believe, what, 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, the first 4 rows you can do really nice neutral warm brown kind of looks, and the second half is just colorful looks, your pops of color and electric kind of colors and everything like that. So I honestly would rate this a 5. It has so many different colors, 48 shades. That's a lot for a palette. That's why it's so freaking huge. But yeah, I really, really enjoy the color selection of this palette and how they even placed all of the shades as well. I really take that into consideration. So yeah, I really feel like they helped you to be able to like create a whole bunch of different looks by how they place the colors in the palette. So performance, I feel like I can go ahead and talk about what happened in the video during this category. So performance is basically the color payoff and the pigmentation and everything like that. So as far as the mattes, they were absolutely amazing. I really, really like the mattes. They blended really nicely together, which I was kind of a little bit worried about. The ones that have like the pressed pigment in them, like this one right here, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now, you guys, I absolutely love these shades in the palette. They are beautiful. When I first got the palette, I swatched all of them and they were amazing. The only concern that I have with you guys, I feel like we'll see in the video, how when I went on to do this eye, or my first like 1/3 of my cut crease for the shimmery pink, I went in with this shade right here called Pixie Dust. And considering that it has so many shifts to the eyeshadow, you can't really get a consistent color when you go in the first time, and then when you go in the second time, you may get a totally different color. So I can actually swatch it to give you guys an example right now. So this is what I mean right here. I hope you guys can tell and I don't look completely like crazy. Don't look at these two. These aren't the two ones that I'm talking about. This is like my own pigments that I made a minute ago, but I was just swatching them to see what I wanted to put in my inner corner, so don't worry about that. But right here, you can see that these are two totally different colors. Not totally different. They're both pink, but one is a more hot, like magenta frosty pink, and this is just a pure like frosty pink. But I used the same eyeshadow. I went into the same eyeshadow. So it's like you have to really position your brush the same exact way that you did for the first eye, as well as the second, you know, because it's not going to come out the same color, because this palette, like I said, like these type of shades right here, they have so many different shifts to them, which is really, really pretty. But at the same time, if I want the same color for each of my eyes, it's not gonna be the same like how you see in the swatches. So, and that's exactly what happened to me. I did try to start off with like a matte peachy pink kind of shade in the first like part of my cut crease, but I really didn't like it. So I ended up just going in with this shade, Pixie Dust. And that's the kind of problem that I had ran into. And I tried to make it as even as possible, but as I kept layering and layering the shade, it just started to get really cakey and crumbly. So I was already planning on putting glitter over top of my lids, like the orange I used, that's cinnamon right here, and I used Turkish Delight for the third half of my cut crease. I did put glitter over that, but I was not planning on putting glitter on top of this part, like this portion. But the fact that it was starting to crumble and everything like that, I just needed to do something to hold that eyeshadow in place. And I feel like if you can look like really closely, you can still see the eyeshadow this one under the glitter, but I still just had to save this look some way, somehow. So that's the only problem that I ran into with this palette. It's not a huge problem. It's just something that's gonna be a little bit more difficult for you if, you know, you go into the shade for one eye and then you can go in for the second eye and it's a totally different shade. So yeah, that's the only complaint that I have. I just wish that it didn't have so many shifts to it. I wish it just could have been a consistent shade, but it's still beautiful overall. The color pigmentation is just insane. The eyeshadows blend really well together. So I will rate this a 4.5 hearts out of 5. Just being that, like I said, it's kind of difficult to get the same color, so it just lacks a little bit of consistency with those pressed glitter shades. But overall, the palette is amazing. So last but not least, we're going to be going over the pricing. Now, this palette retails for $39.99 on the Laroc Cosmetics website, and then you have to pay $10 for shipping if you are in the US, which I did. So my total came up to about $52 and some change, which honestly is not bad. You get 48 shades in this palette, which is just amazing. So I believe that it's free shipping for all UK orders, but obviously I'm not in the UK. And yes, I had to pay $10 for shipping, but I honestly feel like this palette is worth the price 100%. There are a lot of shades, and this palette contains 216 grams of product. That's a lot of product. You will honestly not even touch pan on any of these shades unless you use it like every single day. For the most part, you're not gonna go through this palette anytime soon. So I would rate this, I would say 5 hearts out of 5. I honestly think that this palette is worth every single cent that I spent on it. So yeah, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment below if you plan on purchasing the palette, and if you plan on recreating this look, make sure you tag me at GlammQueenn, 2 M's, 2 N's, so I can see everything that you post. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. You know, I'm an idiot. Yeah, you know, it just is what it is. Or Laroc, how you say it? Oh my God, this is so hard. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm about to get emotional. I can't do this. Okay.